an uninspiring victory. It feels weird because Arsenal didn't deserve to win that game. They conceded so many chances. It was frightening, really, and I think they can consider themselves pretty fortunate to take 3 points. I think that means Arsenal do finish 8th. Actually, Burnley lost today. Sheffield United lost. So look, we're up into 8th. You know, a few extra million in the bank is not to be sniffed at. But in terms of the performance, that wasn't good today from Arsenal. We can't pretend it was anything other than a very, very sloppy display.
Yeah, we'll have to be a lot better, won't we, in the FA Cup final against much better opposition in Chelsea. If we play like that, we will be punished, that is for sure. Right, something we've been doing on the breakdown after each of the games since the restart, we've been looking at 3 things that we've learned from today's game. So today is no different. Let's look at the first thing that we've learned from today's game, and it's this. Today's formation keeps everyone guessing for the FA Cup final. We mentioned this in the pre-match show, didn't we? You know, it's almost like Mikel Arteta is playing a few mind games with Chelsea and Frank Lampard. This has been picked up as well on social media, as you can imagine. We can see a few of the tweets. I think we're going to roll into those in a sec. But just your thoughts on the formation, Adrian, while the tweets come.
Yeah, here they are. Yeah, Arteta, or this person believes that Arteta will start next season with 3-4-3. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced about that. Can we play a formation where Leno and Martinez start? I mean, yeah, that's a good shout. I mean, they've both been outstanding this season. Leno, one of our players of the year, no doubt about it, and Martinez has been just as good as Bernd Leno. So yeah, no worries in the goalkeeping department. Formation-wise, I don't know which formation Arteta will want for next season. I imagine next weekend we will go back to the back 3, because today didn't look convincing. And I think today was another reminder that David Luiz in a back 4 is edgy. I think he likes the security of having Kieran Tierney right alongside him. And that was the way I personally would go next weekend, just to be safe, because down those sides, you've got Willian, of course, that can run down the sides. Mason Mount makes forward runs. Pulisic, probably from the other side, will look to get in beyond Arsenal's front 3. So even though you've got a very sort of statuesque centre forward in Giroud, I still feel that Chelsea will look to get down the sides of our centre half. So yeah, I don't think we can risk playing David Luiz in a back 4 next weekend. That's for next season. I think if he has 2 stronger centre backs, then he will go for back 4 with maybe Xhaka dropping it, Xhaka or a new signing, but probably Xhaka dropping in to be a 3rd centre-back when necessary. And then we saw that in the first half. That might have been a little practice just in case we need that formation next weekend.
Yeah, lots of people talking about a back 4 next season of Kieran Tierney on the left, of course, and then 2 centre-backs, William Saliba, Pablo Mari, depending on his fitness, and then Hector on the other side. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. Let's look at the second thing that we've learned from today's game then, and it is we cannot afford to be as loose at the back next weekend. We've just alluded to this, just touched on it. You know, if we play like this against Chelsea, better opposition, we will be punished. We've got a tweet here from Surrett who says, Arsenal need to sort out their defence. Watford got too many incursions in that box. Can't afford such kind of defending in the FA Cup final. We are playing well on the attacking front. It's been pretty much the story of the season, hasn't it, though? Going forward, we've been okay, but defending a little bit suspect.
Yeah, well, look, but no, not much creativity again today. We look good on the counter and transitions because we've got lots of pace and we've got good finishes. So yes, we've always got a goal in us, Arsenal. But I would like to see more creativity moving forward. I think that's a big thing for Arteta to work on between now and the start of next season. Defensively, we were very loose today. Watford had 19 shots here today, which is more than what we had, quite significantly more. 16 of those efforts came inside the Arsenal box. So it wasn't as if they were hopeful efforts on goal. These were good chances. And but for Emi Martinez and quite a lot of fortune, I'd say, in terms of the bounce of the ball, Arsenal conceded 6 today. And that would have been very, very embarrassing ahead of the cup final. So, yeah, look, had we played Chelsea today in the cup final and played like this, we would have got spanked. It's as simple as that. And Arteta knows it. The team know it. And hopefully it will refocus minds and get them to the same place they were at ahead of the semi-final against Manchester City, where they really did focus on defensive structure and organisation. We need to take it back to that and repeat what we saw in the semi-final, because today wasn't good.
Yeah, we absolutely have to do that. That is for sure. Right, let's have a look at the third and final thing that we've learned from today's game then. And this is the last one of the Premier League season anyway. Number 3, we need to be more ruthless in front of goal to finish teams off. And we've got a few bits from social media about this. Ema says, it looks like Eddie Nketiah wanted to help Aubameyang to the golden boot. Arsenal needs a goal quickly. We didn't get it. We managed to hang on though, which is fine. DF Arsenal 2 says, don't blame Nketiah there. Strikers sometimes have to be greedy, but tried feeding Aubameyang for the golden boot. Foster read it. Still a real opportunity to get the hat-trick, which unfortunately didn't come. And you mentioned it in commentary, Adrian, a real chance for Eddie to bag a goal there, but he wanted to help his mate out. But really, when you're playing centre forward, you should be going for goal.
Yeah, look, I applaud his unselfishness and trying to look after a mate, but I also am quite scathing in my criticism of him, because he's a centre forward, paid to score goals. He's earned the 1v1 with some brilliant turnover play, magnificent. And 99 times out of 100, he takes that on and he shoots and probably scores 7 out of 10 times at 70 times. So Eddie, I think, did the wrong thing there, and it could have backfired, because Watford could potentially have turned things around, and that would have looked really bad on Arsenal in terms of their sloppiness, and it would have maybe sent Aston Villa down instead. So yeah, I think you've got to be more professional in those scenarios, and certainly more ruthless. And Eddie, that would be a chance, unfortunately for Eddie, that would be a chance that people remember, and they might use it as a stick to beat him with. So yeah, I think if he had his time again, he'd forget the golden boot and just stick it in the back of the net and be done with it. So yeah, it's one of those you learn from. But I understand the sentiment, and I kind of like it in a way, because it shows how much they're thinking of Aubameyang and their captain. But you've got to put the team and not an individual first, I'm afraid. And he didn't do that there.
Yeah, Oba will be, gutted that never managed to get that third goal for the Golden Boot as well, because it was there for the taking, the share of it, because Jamie Vardy didn't have a good game today. Manchester United, unfortunately for a lot of Gooners out there, managed to nab a Champions League spot. I'll just run through the table. I've got it here just in case you're not across exactly what's happened in the other games today. Manchester United finished third with their victory against Leicester. Chelsea beating Wolves to finish 4th. So that completes the Champions League spots, which means Leicester City, they must be hugely disappointed after the restart. They just haven't been the same side. They've dropped out of those Champions League places and they finished in 5th position. Then in 6th, nabbing the final guaranteed Europa League spot. Unfortunately, again for Gooners, it's bad news. Spurs managed to get a draw at Crystal Palace, which means even if we win the FA Cup on Saturday, we unfortunately won't knock Spurs out of the European places, which is what I was keeping my fingers crossed for. And Wolves finishing in 7th there. But again, Wolves could still qualify for the Europa League if they go on and win it, of course. So that's what's happening at the top. And then at the bottom, as you know, Watford relegated, Norwich already gone, and Bournemouth gone as well, which means Aston Villa survived. I mean, what an eventful final day, Adrian.
Yeah, look, it's been a cracking season, and I'm so glad that we did restart it safely when it was the right time to do so. I think it's been really well organised. It's been strange to watch football without the fans. I haven't enjoyed it anywhere near as much. I think it shows how important it is to have supporters and an atmosphere inside the ground. But yeah, I'll credit the players of all the teams. I think they've been really professional in the way they've gone about it. And I'm just glad we finished it properly rather than relying on a points per game scenario. Because if it had been points per game, we'd have seen very different finishing positions. And that I don't think is good for football. So yeah, well done to everyone for getting it done. I just wish that Arsenal would have not made as many mistakes in games, because I do feel that guaranteeing Europa League football was easily within their grasp, but yeah, too many slack performances, particularly without the ball. Defensive errors have been a story, really, haven't they, of our season? Thankfully, we didn't make any against City in the Cup semi-final. I just get that feeling to beat Chelsea and to lift another FA Cup, it's going to have to be another mistake-free performance at Wembley. So let's hope that we got all those errors out of the way today, eh?
Yeah, in the last 2 games, it should be said, we've not been great against Villa and then against Watford, 2 teams you would expect us to be quite comfortable against. But the big one is next week, as Adrian says. And of course, you'll be with me, Adrian. Thank you for taking us through today's game with your expertise and knowledge. We are at Wembley for the FA Cup final on Saturday. It is going to be absolutely massive. It's our 21st. We're going for 14. We've won it 13 times, of course. So here's to that. She wore a yellow ribbon and all that. And we will see you on arsenal.com around 5 p.m. Take care.